We're on our way to Belgrade Fortress. That's the plan this morning. And we're going to walk through Stari Grad, Belgrade, and just awe and take in all the different architectural styles and the beauty of this, the old part of Belgrade. Who would have thought it? Jurassic Park right here in Belgrade. German tank. Oh, look at this. This provides a beautiful view of Belgrade. Just look at that. And here we're entering the Middle Ages. So much history in this city, guys. This city is oozing history everywhere you look. Morning, guys. Or, seeing as we're in Serbia, should I say Dobro jutro? The guy at the hotel told me that the Serbian alphabet is called Bučko. Yeah, I'm maybe mispronouncing that, but Cyrillic alphabet, Bučko. And he was giving me some language lessons. The J is pronounced Y, but when you've got DJ, it's pronounced J. If my lessons were learned properly, that is. So the plan just now, we're on our way to Belgrade Fortress. That's the plan this morning. Another brisk morning here in Belgrade. So we're going to head over to Belgrade Fortress, check out the fortress, check out the military museum, and we'll be able to have a better insight as to how much it costs for getting in. Apparently it's quite cheap. Most of the attractions so far, I've heard, are either free to enter or very cheap to buy a ticket. We're talking like a couple of euros. I mean, the Museum of Yugoslavia only cost about 4 or 5 euros to get in, and that was like 3 museums in one, or 3 like exhibits in one, so that was worth it. So, Belgrade Fortress, here we come. Seems as well, guys, that the stars have aligned for my trip here to Belgrade, because, as I may have mentioned in an earlier video, I thought that I was unfortunate with my timing in coming here, that I'd miss the derby match between Red Star Belgrade and Partizan. There is in fact a derby match today. It's happening today at 4 p.m. So, of course, when in Belgrade, if there's a derby match, a crazy, lively, unpredictable match like that, of course we have to go and see it. Of course we do. So I bought a ticket, and that's at 4 p.m. this afternoon, so we'll be heading over there soon. But as I say, the plan just now, Belgrade Fortress and the military museum, and we're going to walk through Stari Grad, Belgrade, and just awe and take in all the different architectural styles and the beauty of this, the old part of Belgrade. And I was reading more about Zdravo. I was reading more about the Scottish connection to Serbia. And over at the Temple of Saint Sava, a bit of a Scottish connection with a chap called Francis Mackenzie, and we're going to learn more about him a little later on, if not today, tomorrow. It's quite chilly this morning again, even though I've got my short sleeves on. Everyone's walking about with long sleeves and a jacket. Thing is, I just know that if I throw on my North Face, I'm going to be roasting hot within like 10 minutes. So if it's much like yesterday, then I expect that it's going to warm up soon. Past some of these market stalls yesterday evening, they were all full. People selling their wares and crafts, food, jewellery, bracelets, that sort of thing. So I expect, being a Saturday, they'll probably open them up later on. Although, that being said, I'm not sure what today's going to hold, to be honest, because from what I've been hearing from everyone I've spoken to, the demonstrations that have been taking place in Belgrade over the last few weeks. Today there's expected to be quite a big one, a pro-government one. That's what people keep on telling me. I don't know enough about the local politics to comment on it, but I did see that it was in the headlines a few weeks ago that it was the biggest demonstration in Belgrade's history, and it was on that particular day there was like estimated to be about 350,000 people participating in it. And that's just a massive amount of people. And I've already seen some police roadblocks at key parts of the city centre, so I guess maybe the police are gearing up for you know, just preparing for that. And check this out, we're just passing by a modern shopping centre. Some eating places up there with like a balcony bit, McDonald's, Maxi, Scotch and soda, all sorts of places in there you can go and get something to eat. And shopping, I'll check this out. Check this out. This is so cool. Stalls and markets have opened up now, eager to sell their crafts to the tourists like myself. One of the famous Serbians. The airport in Belgrade is named after him. Of course, talking about Nikola Tesla, the inventor of the alternating current. He's obviously revered. Serbia, important national figure. There is a Nikola Tesla museum. I believe it's over by the Saint Sava temple, and hopefully going to get a chance to check that out at some point. Looks very interesting to learn about Tesla himself, his life, some of his inventions and things like that. This looks like a memorial of some kind. So I thought that they looked quite similar to French helmets and French uniforms from World War I, the Great War. And sure enough, I looked up on Google, it's a sculpture commemorating France's aid in World War I. Oh yeah, it says right there, France. Serbia obviously playing a pivotal part of the Great War, 1914 to 1918. If my high school history lessons have paid off, then I believe it was Bosnian Serb national Gavrilo Princip with Mlada Bosna, the young Bosnia, the Black Hand gang that assassinated Archduke Franz Ferdinand. He was an Austrian, heir to the Austro-Hungarian Empire in Sarajevo, and the Austro-Hungarian authorities, they were demanding justice, demanding answers for it, demanding reprisals for it, and I believe that they declared war on Serbia. And because there was a bunch of different treaties and alliances, that's pretty much what led, that was the catalyst that led to the outbreak of the First World War after the July crisis. Who would have thought it? Jurassic Park right here in Belgrade. Check it out.
Ett försök av Ryssland att sälja oss just ett system av luftvärnsrobotar, men då vi tänkte lite om det. Och så köper vi.
Here we are in Belgrade's military museum. We've got a bunch of old military equipment, tanks, artillery weapons. These particular pieces must have played a pivotal role in the city's history, defending the city during the various modern conflicts that the city's bared witness to. I think these might be German artillery pieces. Belgrade, I believe, occupied by the Axis forces for some time during the Second World War, until the partisans under Tito started causing them issues, and the Red Army, I believe, maybe. I don't recognise my tanks too well from history, folks, so maybe some tank aficionado can tell me in the comments. I think that might be a Tiger tank, or no, not Tiger tank, it might be a Panzer IV. And this one is a Sturmgeschütz 3, German tank. Yeah, Panzer IV. Like a Russian T-34, its classic shape. I think soldiers would sometimes sit on the back. Must be Yugoslavian model. Perhaps used by the Federal Forces of Yugoslavia. If you're here in Belgrade, this entire area is free to enter, it doesn't cost anything, and I've been places in the world, quite a few places with museums like this to see, and places like this to see and experience, and it costs money. It actually costs, like, in some cases can be quite expensive. So yeah, this is quite cool, considering that this is free to enter and anyone can come in and just check it out. Looks like another T-34. Yeah. T-34. Is this the Katsia rocket? I may be mispronouncing that, guys. Maybe the Katsuya rocket. And we're going quite far back in time with this one, back to the cannons. You know, obviously originally this fortress would have been had these cannons to defend it. These gun positions. Oh, look at this. This provides a beautiful view of Belgrade. Just look at that. Look at that. And Belgrade, guys, meets at the confluence, the meeting point of two major European rivers. And I believe that that might be where that white structure is there. I think that might be the exact meeting point. And that is the Sava River coming down this way. And we've got the Danube River. The Danube obviously flowing through major capital cities like Vienna, Budapest. So yeah, that's pretty cool. This is the meeting point for those two rivers. The Danube, I believe, goes all the way to the Black Sea, if I'm not mistaken. Now, looking across the skyline, off in the distance, you can see the tower blocks of New Belgrade area, way off in the distance, like those brutalist buildings. And then along here, on the banks, the other banks of the Sava there, you've got some new development looking buildings there, like these two sky rises here, these two modern looking like office blocks. And as the river curves down, meanders down there, that building straight ahead was lit up last night. That's where we seen the massive LED of the Serbian flag being projected onto there. So that was pretty cool to see at night, lit up. You can get some river excursions going down the Danube River, I believe, and that's pretty cool. And off in the distance you can actually see the Genex Tower. Again, someone will have to tell me how to pronounce the name of that building, but you can see it, the slightly lower tower connected to the slightly taller one. I'll zoom in on the edit if you can't see it properly here, but certainly from where I'm standing it's quite prominent, and the skyline dominates that area of the city. I think at one time that was the tallest building in Belgrade. It'd be so cool to take a river cruise along the Danube, you know, from all those places I just mentioned, stopping off at each one if you had the time. Imagine that. Imagine all the places you would see and the people you would meet. That'd be so cool. Because I think that's one of the best things about traveling, is meeting all these people and experiencing all these different cultures and learning a wee bit about the history, and trying to learn a bit of the language when you can, trying the food, trying the drink, and realizing that there's a bigger world outside your own city, outside your own four walls. That's why I love traveling so much. I'm guessing that's why you love traveling so much, because that's why you're watching this. So if so, come to Belgrade, come right here to Belgrade Fortress, and when you're standing on this point you'll get a beautiful view of the city and the two major rivers. So after admiring the beautiful view for a bit, I'm going to head back into the fortress and try to get into the main fortress area and check that out. Some light vehicles over here. We're just in like the fortification and the outer and inner walls here, just walking between them. Let's try and go this way. It's almost like we've stepped back in time. Gone are the modern skyscrapers and office blocks and hotels, and here we're entering the Middle Ages. It's like someone from a movie. This is so cool, guys. Oh, look at that. Must be for archery. Oh, this is like this must be for like dueling or something. I don't know. This is like something from Kingdom Come Deliverance, the video game, or it's like someone from Game of Thrones. This is so cool. Can't say that enough.
Nog wel, ja. Hij gaat open. Ik zie daar wel iemand staan. Hij is open. Hij is staan. Oh, zo moet je.
Od svih žena i majki niko nije tako radio.
Moet ik hem meenemen? Maar die hebben al die steringsbergen moeten sjouwen, hè? Dus jij nog wel klaar. Maar die steringsbergen hij wel schat, hè? Het is heel lastig aan de geloof bij je.
That's us. We've entered the walls of Belgrade Fortress. I feel safer already. Looks like they've got some tents up here. Might have some like medieval sort of fair or something going on. Certainly adds to the atmosphere, adds to the vibes. Looks like there's a viewing platform up over here and everyone's walking over there to get a view of the surrounding area, so maybe we'll go up and check that out. And then we'll go over and see what these tents are all about. See if there's any jousting going on or see if there's any archery going on. I think this place here, this big mass of trees, is called Great War Island. The Great War Island. I think for the most part most of it is uninhabited, but I read online that there are some like holiday homes, houses, lodges and cabins and things on it. But you can see the main Danube River there. So much history in this city, guys. This city is oozing history. Everywhere you look, there's something interesting. There's something from one of the major historical periods over the last few hundred years. It's just fascinating. You're just not even sure where to look because there's just so much to look at. Come and see it for yourself. Don't take my word for it. But yeah, what a city it is. What a city it is. And again, it should be said that unless I somehow missed the ticket office, which I don't think I have, because there was heaps of people streaming in with me to hear the main fortress area. This is all free. It hasn't cost me a dime. I think to get into the actual the museum exhibit indoors, I think you do have to pay a small fee. But certainly for this area, that view and the fortress walls and that the military equipment that we've seen earlier on doesn't cost anything. It's a no-brainer, guys. So if you're in Belgrade, visit here, especially if you're on a budget. So guys, I just read that the fortress, the original fortifications, the original structure has been developed. It was originally built in 279 BC. That's crazy. Crazy. And has played a pivotal role in the defense of Belgrade in the centuries that have followed. And I was reading there as well, because it's free admission to the fortress here, doesn't cost anything. The fortress sees over 2 million visitors every year. And look at that. You can even get a wee tram thing, car thing round the and if you come here with family, with kids, and get a wee ride around the area. Got a good vibe up here, guys, though. It's not too busy. Maybe it's just the time of day that I've chosen to visit. It's not too busy. It's not too cold. It's not too warm. I think that spring, certainly as far as my research goes, was recommended as a good time to come to Belgrade. because during the summer it can get very hot, very sticky, very busy with tourists. And just now with spring, look at this, we've got beautiful flowers blooming, trees all green. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. It's beautiful. So we've got a map of the area here, and we started off, came into the inner sort of walled area here, number 9, walked right round to here, the platform, and then back in, but quite a sizable area. Starting to get a wee bit busier now. We're just going to 11 AM, so I guess about midday is when it peaks here. Some traditional Serbian music serenading me while I leave the fortress. That's much appreciated. Well, that was funny, guys. Just bought a fridge magnet from one of those stalls back there. Got speaking to the local guy, Gaga was his name, and nice Serbian chap. And had a good chat with him. He knew about Scotland. He was telling me all about his favourite Scottish football club, Skotska. That was funny. And then I don't know how to take it. I told him I was going to the derby match, Red Star Partizan today, and the last thing he said to me was good luck. So I'm not sure how to take that. Should I be worried? Who knows? I bought a t-shirt, a Serbian t-shirt. It's got the Serbian coat arms on it. I don't know if I'm going to wear it. That might be good at blending in. And maybe I just won't talk. And then I'll look like a Serbian football fan. That was a decent mall in there. Had some decent brands, North Face, Super Dry. I genuinely think that I might be the only person in the Starigrad area that's wearing a short sleeve t-shirt and not a jacket, or like a hoodie or like a cardigan or something like that. Check it out. Like everyone around me, all these people, everyone wearing jackets, hoodies. They're probably looking at me and thinking, that guy must be roasting. And to be honest with you, as I keep saying, compared to back home, this is quite pleasant. Yeah, that was quite cute. Looked like a mother, daughter, father, all playing music to the passers-by. Central Belgrade. Cute. Hearing a lot of music and partying going on up there. I think that's where all the activity is. That's where it's all happening, down that way. I think that might be the direction of all like the government buildings and things like that. So if there are any demonstrations going on today, it would make sense for them to be down in that direction. And that'll be the direction we're going down soon on our way to the Red Star Stadium. So we'll get a first-hand look